After taking a deep dive into the top draft prospects video I just did, I kept coming back to one question. Could Gavin McKenna eventually replace Mitch Marner? Right after Mitch Marner left the Toronto Maple Leafs, did the hockey gods just hand Toronto their next superstar with the #1 pick of the draft? Because for the first time in years, the Leafs are entering a completely new era. No Mitch Marner, a new identity, a fan base searching for hope again, and now with Gavin McKenna potentially becoming the future of this franchise, the biggest question is, could he actually become the next face of the Toronto Maple Leafs? Today we're going to break down what makes Gavin McKenna so special, why he's already being compared to elite NHL stars, and whether or not he could actually help Toronto move into the post-Marner era. For years, Mitch Marner was one of the faces of the Toronto Maple Leaf franchise, an elite hockey mind, one of the most skilled wingers in the entire NHL, a player that helped define this era of Leafs hockey, and Austin Matthews' primary playmaker. But after years of playoff disappointment, pressure, and constant criticism from fans and media, the Marner era was over the day he left Toronto for Vegas. Replacing Mitch Marner isn't just about replacing the points on the ice. It's about replacing what he meant to this team, and that's where Gavin McKenna enters the conversation. But while one chapter may have ended in Toronto, another one could just be getting started. Because with the #1 pick in the draft, the Toronto Maple Leafs suddenly have something they haven't had in a very long time. A chance to completely reshape the future of this franchise. Now the spotlight shifts towards Gavin McKenna, a player many scouts already believe could be one of the NHL's next elite superstars. And if he lives up to the hype, the post-Marner era in Toronto may not be as dark as some fans originally feared. Now the spotlight shifts towards Gavin McKenna, and the hype surrounding him is definitely real. The Toronto Maple Leafs may have just landed the kind of player that can completely change the direction of this franchise. He's the type of talent that instantly brings back energy into a fan base. His hands, his vision, the explosiveness, the confidence every time the puck touches his stick is palpable. You can feel something special happening, and when you watch him play, it honestly feels like greatness is encoded into every fiber of his DNA. He's just built different, on a different level completely. This is a player that has already been competing against older, bigger, stronger competition, and still manages to shine every single time he steps onto the ice. So for anybody worried about him handling the pressure of playing against older players at the next level, there really shouldn't be much of a concern at all. Because players like Gavin McKenna don't come around very often. And suddenly, for the first time in a long time, it feels like the future in Toronto might actually become exciting again. And that, my friends, is just non-debatable. For years, this franchise has carried the weight of expectations, pressure, and disappointment. But every once in a while, a team gets a chance to completely change its future, a chance to reset the energy, reset the belief, and give an entire fan base something real to rally behind again. And if Gavin McKenna becomes the player many believe he can be, the Maple Leafs may not be just replacing a star player. They might be witnessing the beginning of an entirely new era of hockey in Toronto. Now, obviously, there's still pressure, there's still expectations, and nothing in hockey is ever guaranteed. But one thing feels very clear right now. The future of the Toronto Maple Leafs suddenly feels a whole lot brighter. And for Leaf fans everywhere, that's a feeling worth getting excited about. But now I want to hear from you out there in Leafs Nation. Do you think Gavin McKenna is the player that can replace Mitch Marner while also becoming a game-breaking playmaker alongside Austin Matthews and the Toronto Maple Leafs? Or do you think there's somebody else in this draft class that could have an even bigger impact on the future of this franchise? Let me know down in the comments because I'll be replying to everyone. And if you're wondering who the next Maple Leaf head coach could be, then make sure to check out this video right here where I break down my top 2 candidates for the job and why I think they could be the perfect fit for Toronto. And if you enjoyed the video and want more Toronto Maple Leafs content, make sure to hit that like button, ring the bell so you know when new content drops, and of course, subscribe right here at Maple Leafs Corner. Thanks for watching.